Hi, Scott here. Hope you're going well. Okay, so there's a lot to talk about today. Quite a few things setting up. Good few opportunities coming our way today, hopefully. I'll just quickly share screen and we'll get straight into it. Computer's being a bit noisy. Okay. Stop the video. All right. Here we go. Start at the top. Aussie CAD. Higher time frames. A good rejection of this trend line and resistance level. Bearish action yesterday. Looking like we could be going lower. So we'll go to the 1 hour chart and have a look. Let's check this out a bit. Okay, so we have. Let me just turn Chrome off because my computer's very slow. Okay, so we have a lower highs, lower lows, good changing trend. Clean break the 1 hour 50, and again, now we've broken the 4 hour 50. So it's got two choices here: either it'll break down lower and come back for a CBO, or it will come back from where it is now, which will line up very nicely for an IBOC. And that could be a nice one playing out later today, playing down to the daily 20. Good opportunity there. Aussie Kiwi. So we came down to this level. It's been very bearish for the last couple of months, October, November. Yeah. It's hit this level here and it seems to have stalled. And we'll look at the lower time frames. I'll show you what I see. So the trend line's been broken and retested, it seems. We've got clear MACD divergence. So we've got a lower low here and we've got much higher lows there. So very strong on the MACD divergence, which is good. So what are we waiting for? On the 1 hour, we're looking at a break and retest of the 1 hour 50. I'm not quite sure why this is gold and not blue. It should be blue because it's not going to be ready for a while yet. Is there ABO selling up? Not very nice for an ABO. So if we're waiting for the IBO break and retest of the 1 hour 50, which is already starting to move, and we can play it to 4 hour 50 or higher. So that's a good one that might set up maybe later today. Later on today, that could be a good opportunity. Aussie dollar had its bearish action the last few days. There's a bit of room today, 20 daily 50. So, and a good bearish day yesterday. So we're looking for a more bearish action today. And the best option here, well, there's two options actually. We've got a CBO or a pip snatcher. So the CBO will be, these fibs line up well with the 4 hour 50 and the 1 hour 50, line up very well. So that pulls back to the 1 hour 50 and the 4 hour 50 and the 382. We've got a nice entry. Nice entry, and we've got a good opportunity there to trade down to the day 20 daily 50. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll be catching wave 5, so we won't push it too far, and that lines up well with the day 20, 50 anyway. So 1.8, 1.9, maybe even 2%, depending on what the entry is. And that looks good. Or we've got what I had lined up originally, which is a pip snatcher, a nice clean pip snatcher. Enter here, stop behind here, and a quick 1 to 1. That could be a nice one as well. All right, it's got a KGN. Still at this level for quite a while, and finally we had a bullish day yesterday. So that breaks through this trend line we had, and even came back very cleanly to retest it. Then we got bullish action. So either we didn't really get an IBO on the pullback, didn't quite hit the 1 hour 50. So maybe we get a second IBO or a proper IBO. Maybe it will fall back to the 1 hour 50, and the 382 lines up well with the pivot. So it can't be a pip snatcher because the 4 hour 50 is in the way. But an IBO C could be lining up soon, or it might just break higher and then pull down for CBO later on. So opportunity there to be watching for. Swiss yen. Kind of sideways, so it's not looking that pretty on the daily chart, but we've got another rejection of this daily 50, which seems to be holding strong, and a bullish day yesterday. So let's just see what the lower time frames give us. So although we have been trending sideways, we can see that we have now broken again above the 1 hour 50 and 4 hour 50. And if it does come back soon, we'll be on a wave 5. We've got a wave 1, wave 2 pullback. This is a wave 3, wave 4 pullback and a wave 5. So it could be a nice looking CBO. Break over the 4 hour 50 and the 1 hour 50. The fibs line up nicely. Everything looks good apart from the fact it's been kind of sideways. But other yen pairs do suggest we are getting yen weakness, so it's still an option. But I'll probably put that actually on my secondary list because there are better ones out there. Euro yen. Right, we have some bullish action in the last few days. Bit kind of indecisive, drifting upwards, if you like. In the day 2050 zone, maybe that's the reason. We finally broke out the 2050 zone yesterday on a bullish candle. And again, we've got a kind of sideways, but we've got higher highs anyway. Get a pull back for CBO. That could be looking quite nice for CBO long. And the fibs line up well. 382 lines up well with the 1 hour 50 and the 4 hour 50. And that could be a nice one for later on. Let's look at euro dollar. So euro dollar's hit this level, very strong level, and it's very bearish action yesterday. May continue today towards the daily 20. So look at the 1 hour chart, and we can see that we have broken quite cleanly through this 4 hour 50. And does it look nice on the 4 hour chart? Give us a CBO. It looks okay. It's not the best of break and retest, but it's definitely broken away. It looks okay. The CBO short. Also the opportunity for a pip snatcher there as well, which we can see. CBO would be more my kind of thing. And the fibs line up pretty well with the 1 hour 50 the way it is at the moment. But depends when this plays out. It might come back for, which should probably be an IBOC. If it did come back very soon because of where the 1 hour 50 is, it has to break through the 4 hour 50 quite a lot and then go short. Or if, well, that's just the way the fibs are. So if it was going to line up with the 4 hour 50 and the 382 and be a nice clean CBO, we would need this price action to come a little bit lower and then pull back. It could be later in the day, and that would mean that fib would then line up with here somewhere. Maybe we should go a bit lower. And then as it comes back to the 4 hour 50, 1 hour 50 would have caught up. So keep an eye on that one. A bit unsure what's going to happen at this stage. We can see, wait and see. And Aussie, what we have here, we've got a drifting upwards quite nicely. 4 bullish days in a row after rejection the daily 50. Working through this pretty strong resistance level. Clearly above that, bit of room up here to this trend line or these recent highs. So room for a long trade there. Because it's quite a long trend, we're looking for just a pip snatcher. Check the MACD. MACD, okay, so we've got a MACD from here to here, but in that time it has pulled back with the MACD pulling below the lows of these lows here. So it's much lower, so it's like a reset. And since then, it's been trending higher, mostly. So it's kind of okay on the MACD. Not the most convincing, but it's kind of okay because of that reset. And a reset here as well. With this low not being lower than that low, but this low being lower than this low on the MACD. So that kind of gives an extra spring loading charge to drive the price higher, which it has done. And the MACD is still okay. What else is there to look at? There was something else. Any trend lines? Trend line may look like it's been broken. We ignore that one. Maybe there's a trend line here somewhere. That trend line should be okay. Oh yeah, the biggest thing against it really is the 1 hour 50 being so far behind. So if it comes back now, MACD's okay, trend line's okay, but the 1 hour 50 has got a long way to catch up first. So we have to wait and see on that one. Doesn't look like the best. Pip snatches have got to be really good. This one, pound yen, looking bullish again, bullish action. We've hit this level here, which seems to be quite strong. With rejection here, here, almost there, rejection here, and also support here, apart from that gap down, it seems, at the weekend, after the weekend. So we've got a strong level we've got to fight our way through. What do the lower time frames give us? Well, it's a very strong trend. We've got a nice uptrend. We can see some kind of trend line here somewhere. Looking very strong. The 1 hour 50 is not too far back for a pip snatcher. Looking okay. MACD is looking very good. So though we've got this, let's go back to copy this trend line across this. Sorry, this resistance level. We copy it across to this chart. You can see we're kind of playing with it right now. Waiting for a pullback. So do you want to trade back into that level again? Yeah, a bit questionable for me. So I'll leave that one. What's just doing there? Next one was pounds dollar. Okay, we've got a rejection from this level here. Pretty strong level going back. Yeah, pretty strong level going back. We've checked that before. Looking for another bearish day today. Bring down to the daily 20, daily 50. Bit of sideways action here. Not looking great. We've got a lower high or triple top. And I want to count this, probably a news event, this one here, I imagine. We have a lower low yet. From these lows we do, but from this low we don't. So the lower lows are questionable. But the fibs line up well for an IBO short. So there's a few negatives, minor ones, but the IBO short looks pretty good. Hasn't quite hit the 4 hour 50 yet, so it'll be IBO A or B. We've got the 4 hour to qualify that one. We have a, so we count that as a low. We've got a lower low, lower high, but now a higher low. So it's not that great. IBO B probably, just because of the indecisiveness of the indecision in the 4 hour chart. But that pulls back to the pivot. Probably line up for a pip snatcher short as well, just before the 4 hour 50, or we can line up for an IBO short. Not a perfect looking trade, but looks okay. Maybe put that down into the secondary. Okay, Kiwi CAD, so a few more to go through. Kiwi CAD rejecting this level. We moved this level up after I saw these highs here, which it did go up to retest those, which is good. We've had a bearish day yesterday. Looking like we are now going to go short. Not the best of trend lines, but we do have a breakdown. We've got lower highs, those two highs there. Is there a line there somewhere? Maybe. Not clear, is it? And it's only a very small break from the 1 hour 50. We kind of had the retest last night, but it didn't quite hit the 1 hour 50. So maybe there's more for this to come back and give a better looking entry. Yeah, we saw on this one, it's the fibs do line up quite well if we go from this high here, but it's probably the real one is probably this one here. So the fibs then don't line up very well. Lines up with the pivot. So if it does pull back, you may go back to the pivot to this 382 and spring load and then give you an entry short. That's probably the most likely scenario from there. It doesn't look very convincing, that break and retest from last night. Yes, keep an eye on that one. I might set up later on. Kiwi Swiss. Kiwi Swiss, we've got a breakdown for this level, double top. Bit of bearish action yesterday, so looks like we've got a change of trend. We have lower highs, we have lower lows, we have a break of the 1 hour 50. This actually came back and tested the 1 hour 50 quite well last night, but has since come back again. So again, what's the best fib? Fib there's okay. Maybe this one's better. This one lines up with the 382. No, sorry, the pivot, daily pivot. So that might come back for a pip snatcher, but you wouldn't want to trade through the 1 hour 50 as a pip snatcher. So it may come back for an IBO. Another entry, back to the pivot, spring load as it breaks the 1 hour 50. You could take that as a IBO short, down to daily 20. Not the cleanest, but that's looking like an okay trade. Kiwi dollar, rejecting this level quite nicely. Bearish action yesterday, looking like we're going short today. And the best thing here, we've either got a pip snatcher, which lines up quite well, or we could have an IBO short as well. Both looking pretty similar. The difference is IBO, you could push it beyond the 4 hour 50. When I still be sitting, there's plenty of room down to the daily 20. So you could, there's the daily 20 there, the red line. So there's quite a nice trade there to trade that short. Again, we have a higher low here, which is a bit unfortunate from this rundown. But apart from that, got a double top, trend line break, 1 hour 50 break. It could be a IBO short. Bit discretionary because of this lower low here. Dollar Swiss. Okay, great break of this level here. Pull back, retest. Is this level very strong? I've been back and checked it. It's kind of strong. It's there's lots of action around this level, as you see, going back on the monthly. So it's a pretty strong level, but there's also quite a few times where it got ignored. So a bit questionable. Why do I think it's rejecting that level? We go to the hourly chart, we have rejection of the 4 hour 50. A really nice looking ACB. Just been through the 4 hour 50. ACB end should be around now sometime. So that could be a nice little ACB short. And what else to say? So either that or wait for the price action to break back through. The safer option, of course, is always to wait for the ACBB short. ACB looks really good. We've got more than 2% down to these lows, and that's looking like a really nice ACB. So keep your eye on that one. If you're convinced about this, I'll just say it again, the strength of this level here. It's all going off here. Strength of this level here. If you think that's strong enough for it to be rejected, otherwise it might just keep going higher. Oh, do we have anything on the MACD? That'd be a useful little check. MACD, yes, big MACD divergence here. This high much lower than this high for the higher price action. So MACD is confirming there's a good chance of a reversal at this point. Okay, dollar yen. Okay, we've seen a nice rejection from this level. We finally got into gear yesterday. Nice bullish day. Bit of room up to day 20, daily 50. And down here we have, actually we'll just check the MACD while we're here. MACD looks strong, looking good. And looking nice for a CBO. We've got a break above this trend line. Not the greatest trend line in 2 touches, but strongly above that, above the 4 hour 50. Came back and retested it last night. Maybe that's all we get. But since then we've had a higher high. If it does come back to make a double bottom, just to test the 382, 1 hour 50 as it catches up. 4 hour 50 is here as well. Pivots even lining up as well. Lots of things in favour. MACD wise, Elliott wave wise, let's look at the 4 hour chart. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could have had both 5 already on the MACD. Double bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be both 5 already. Or, yeah, not that clean, is it? It's a bit messy either way. 1 hour, we could say this is a sideways breakout consolidation. With wave 3, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So not the cleanest, not the clearest. This could be wave 5, or it's or maybe it's wave 3, wave 4 pullback, and wave 5 coming up. But looking at the way it all lines up, 382, 4 hour 50, 1 hour 50, that could be a nice trade long later today. EuroCAD. This is something that might play out later. We've got rejection of this level again, looking to go short. We have a break of the 1 hour 50 yesterday. We identified this yesterday as a possible trade setting up, and it's set up beautifully. Hopefully you got into that. And break of the 4 hour 50 is the next stage. Break of below the 4 hour 50 pullback, and you can trade that short down to the daily 20. So it could be one for later today. EuroCAD. Rejecting this level. God damn, busy. This level's been stalling out for a while. Doji yesterday, looking like what might be going short today. And we hope we're putting in a lower high, but we've actually gone higher again. So we see this candle plays out. This seems to be the main level around here, although we poked above it last night. We don't even have a lower low yet, so that count? No. So the trend change is not really that obvious yet. We should get a lower high end. We'll have to go lower high end before we break below the 1 hour 50. And then we really want to see a lower low. I guess we will see the lower low on the pullback. So a lower high, lower low on the setup. That'll give us an IBO short. That may play out later today or tomorrow. And that is all I have. Quite a lot to keep an eye on. My video going to work? Oh, it's not a video. Okay, there you go. So plenty to keep an eye on. A few good looking trades, good looking setups. Wish you all the best in the markets. Keep at it, keep learning, keep practicing, keep looking at the charts, and we'll get there. All right, all the best. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Oh, if you're not a member of ProTrader, scottprotrader.com. The link is in the description. And there you can sign up, get 3 hours of free training, all about the strategies and everything you need to become a professional trader to get you underway. I will be seeing you tomorrow. All the best. Take care.